let's talk about our mastermind level of coaching. It was my vision a long time ago to how do we get really good clinicians that want to challenge each other both clinically, but also on the business side and the growth mindset side, and how to be a great CEO, a great entrepreneur. How do you run a great business and that just thinks differently than everybody else? And how do you combine the great chef and great food with the great hospitality and salesmanship and all the other things that make a great restaurant? How do you take that same philosophy? How do you put it into your practice? And welcome into our mastermind level of coaching. That's exactly what it's become years later. What happens is this has created a very close-knit bond, a tight group of individuals that push each other, that make each other better. And I'm part of that. And Coach Eric is part of that, where we are driving just innovation and thinking differently and how to be a better leader. And what I found a lot of times is as this mindset creeps in on the business side, it actually can push you to be a better clinician on the clinical side. And the other way around, the more innovative you are clinically, and the more you're challenging yourself to think differently and get better outcomes faster, that same mindset will make your business more innovative as well. And it's just become an amazing close knit group. Now, a couple things I'll get to on what you get with this package here in just a minute. But another cool thing that we did, and this wasn't until years later, until after we created the Doctor Mastermind, but we now also have a mastermind with this level of coaching for your leadership team, right? So about every 3 months, we meet with the leadership team members in your practice, and we work on, look, leadership is a trained skill set. Just like leadership with your employees and offering an amazing employee experience, that is a trained skill set. Some people come with the inheritable traits more than others, but trained skill set, just like anything else, leadership to create that fabulous culture. So we meet with the leadership team members, and it's a great think tank as well, where we come together on Zoom. We do that once a quarter. And we push your leaders to be better. We push your leaders to, could be a clinical assistant, that's your lead clinical assistant. Well, how do they execute their vision for your clinic? How do they make other people better? Whether that be whatever. I mean, think about all the different things that your lead people up front, in the back, whatever it may be. Your office manager is included in that. It is a really cool thing that we do with the employees. And like I said, we meet every 3 months with the employees and those team members, but we also have a Slack thread private for your leadership team members. So they can, bounce ideas off each other. They can, maybe they're having a tough day and they just want to vent, and they can do all that to each other. And that's the same way with our doctor mastermind. We have a private thread with all of our doctors that, they showcase clinical things. They ask clinical questions. Again, they challenge each other. They ask business, marketing questions, leadership, all the stuff that comes with being a CEO, a business owner, an entrepreneur. All those things are learned skill sets. And man, what an amazing relationship that we have with this level of coaching, because we're part of each other, right? We see each other. So the second Wednesday of every month is when we meet. As it stands, I do this video today. Sometimes that changes, but as it stands today, the second Wednesday of every month, we meet together, all of our doctors. And you'll get a calendar of the agendas and things like that. Sometimes we even ask the doctors to lead the discussion on a specific topic. It's a fantastic meeting group. Call it a life group, a business group, a career group for your leadership team members, like I said. And it's a really cool group. We also meet right around April. Sometimes that changes. Usually it's April. It's a doctor and spouse event where all the doctors, all the spouses come together. And man, oh man, do we have an amazing time. Act like a bunch of kids, laugh it up, eat some amazing food, amazing dinners, stay at some amazing places with wonderful scenery. But again, it's also that camaraderie. You all live in a world where sometimes you can feel stuck on an island, and you may feel like you're the only one struggling in a certain area, or maybe you have a really good idea that you want to share to help others. That's what this group is. We're there for each other during the hard times. We're also there to advance the good times and make sure those are even better and those are prolonged. Another thing that's become a really popular portion of this mastermind level, and I certainly have a blast, is the doctors coming to my house. And usually that happens. I usually invite 3 at a time. Spouses are welcome. So sometimes we've got docs and spouses here, and we've got a packed house here right in Colorado Springs. And other times it's a one-off. It may be you and your spouse. It's all dependent on, dates and availabilities and everything. But we just have a blast. And I cook for everybody. We go hiking depending on the time of year. We may go swim in the lake, whatever it may be. All kinds of really cool activities. But just the time spent together about life and career and business and struggles and just these private conversations that I have with you all when you're here, but also you have amongst yourself. There's a lot of times I kind of just leave the docs alone here and they build that rapport, and they talk to each other about struggles and maybe how they're doing it differently than the other doc to handle that struggle. Because a lot of the struggles are the same. If guy A faces it, girl B faces it. It's that kind of thing. So again, it doesn't make you feel like you're on the island. But again, it's all about, being together, relationship, face to face. And it just really builds a really cool camaraderie. And this visit to the CEO house, just part of the package, is really taken off. And we have a blast. Like I say, like a lot of times when you get embedded in work every day, and all of you know this, I mean, the 9 to 5 grind, and you're at the end of the day, and you may be like that before you even show up because you're still like that from the previous day. All these packages, our other coaching packages too, our private coaching packages, it just brings so much fun. I think we bring the fun back into the practice, and there's a lot of characters in this group. I'm one of them. I can tell you that, especially if you listen to my Right by Cooper podcast, you'll get true insight there. But I just love it. It's so fun. And I see the docs, get inspired going back to their practice, and they have fun again because things are so much more efficient because we all work together on a completely new way to run the business. What you also have with this level of coaching is you'll have access to hop on our MPG live bootcamp intensives. So Coach Eric and myself lead those. There's also some other coaches that deliver them as well, maybe on the digital marketing side of things. You'll have access to a calendar, and you can hop on those as much as you want. Those are also recorded. They're housed in our LMS platform, so you can go back. It's a good way to onboard new employees. And this is a really good, I think the mastermind level is a really good, if maybe you're a new practice and you don't have a ton of money to invest, I think this is a really good get started package for you. And it's a really good, maybe you're opening up a practice. Like I said, you already have. It's a really good, and it's more of a do it on your own, right? You're going to have to make sure you get into the gym and lift weights and all that stuff. But it's a fabulous package that offers way more value than what the monthly ongoing membership investment is. Another thing you're going to have access to, and one more thing, those boot camps are just they're all around topics that, man, they move the needle. Hospitality, salesmanship, all the things we teach, verbiage, presentation, understanding consumer psychology. So you know what to say, when to say, why to say it, how to say it. And those tweaking of verbiage and presentation skills make all the difference in the world. So we run these boot camps, and they could be, sometimes they're for your whole team. Sometimes they're for the doctor. Sometimes they're for an office manager. Sometimes front desk. Sometimes TC, clinical assistants. We hit every single position throughout the whole office. Like I said, you'll have a calendar. You'll have links to be able to register. And we'll give you a code. So you enter in as a member, you'll be able to enter in that code so you make sure that you get the boot camps for free based on what your membership level is. And they're awesome. And they're usually a series of anywhere from 2 to about 5 sessions on a given topic, and lots of role plays, lots of interaction. Again, the team members are able to build that bond. And it's wonderful. I never wanted a company where, I didn't know you, you didn't know me. I always wanted a company that was very hands-on, very close-knit. It's the relationships that really drive the results here. And obviously, and I said earlier, it's a great package if you're new. That's not the case only. Like if you're new, you may just not have a lot of money to invest. So this may be a good one for you. But this is also, if you want to test the content, if you want to see if you can do it on your own, before you decide, hey, maybe I need to invest in a higher level package and bring Coach Eric and myself into your practice and have more private sessions, you may be able to do it on your own at a really good level. So I always suggest this is a good level to start at. What else you also get is access to all of our on-demand courses. We work our tail off producing new content. We have a lot of content we've done over the years that's still very relevant. We're always shooting new courses, and you get access to it all. And we make sure that we strategically drip those, because a mistake that's made a lot of times is like people will buy it and be like, okay, give me 500 courses at once. And that's a recipe for failure. The recipe for success when you're watching on-demand courses is do it together. Watch it together. Take notes. If the video says pause me and role play. Do it again. Give feedback. Be a coach and make sure, and that's how you're going to take our ideas and really get them implemented at a really good level. And all that stuff, the boot camp's being recorded. It's a great way to onboard a new position in your office. The on-demand courses is a great way to catch newer employees up to speed. It's a great way to repetitively train your people. Hey, look, people forget, right? You may need a little reminder to go back. So between the Slack channels, the monthly meetings with the doctors and myself and Coach Eric, the yearly event that we all come together and just party and celebrate and learn, right? We dive deep into roundtable discussions in those meetings. The on-demand courses, the boot camps, all these things, the quarterly meeting with your team, you get a fabulous, fabulous return on your investment. And you'll also be invited to our MPG Iconic events that have completely made all other events obsolete. These things are amazing. Now, in your monthly recurring membership investment, the lodging and expenses aren't embedded in that. That would be our next level. So our next level coaching that'll if you want to go to that page, I have another video just like this, but just a quick what it is. Basically, your investment monthly will include the lodging and the food and everything, and then you're able to send your people 3 times to our very famous, it is a word of mouth spreading like hotcakes in this industry, of our training facility here at the base of the mountains in Colorado Springs. It is gorgeous. So you'll get that and some private sessions on top of that if you upgrade to Iconic. But Mastermind level is a wonderful way to get started. Then you can always determine which Iconic you want to come to. If you don't want to come to all 3, you can pick and choose. You will be invited. We'll hold spaces for you. Mastermind level is awesome. Look forward to working with you. Looking forward to changing just your mindset and changing your leadership skills and just all the things that come with business transformation we work on in this group. You're going to love it. You're going to love the people in it. I am very honored. And it's something that, it's not, I don't want to come across like we're bragging, but we work really, really hard here. We don't lose customers. We are a people first business, just like we teach you. The culture is obsessed over the customer, and we have a lot of big names in this industry, in the industry. We have, speakers for dental monitoring like Dr. Mark Olson, Dr. Bryn Cooper, Dr. Alyssa Carter. I'm sure I'm leaving some out. We've got, faculty for Invisalign doctors. We've got some of the highest producing Invisalign doctors on the planet. We also have other ones that use other clear aligner, but, could be like ULabs. Bryn Cooper's a speaker for ULab. Mark Olson's a speaker for Spark. So, this group isn't, knocking things out one way. It's a very diverse, forward-thinking group that, all has the patient care first and foremost, both on the clinical and the non-clinical side. But they all get there a little bit different way. And it's really neat to see the interactions amongst each other and how they challenge you and how we and I personally challenge you. We look forward to you becoming a mastermind member. Thanks so much, and welcome to the New Patient Group family.